Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 13, Episode 18, Reunion Part 1. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, child, let's get into it if we're going to get into it. When the reunion first opens up, the ladies are arriving at the studio. Erica is already talking out the side of her neck. Ma'am, just get inside, honey. Andy is making his rounds. He's joking with Kyle about Mauricio making an appearance. She's like, oh my God, no, he's not. Girl, no, he's not. So Dorit comes into Erica's trailer, right? And she's talking about Kyle, saying that she exaggerated their friendship in the media. So apparently Kyle has been doing these interviews saying Dorit ain't her friend like that. So we see Kyle saying that her and Dorit only went on one couple's trip. And Dorit is trying to make it seem like they just hang out at each other's house and spend the night. Okay, it's absolutely no. They haven't talked in months. But then Kyle, just out of the blue, right before the reunion, conveniently, she sends a text, and Dorit said it seemed very calculated. So they show us a little bit of the text message. Kyle knew exactly what she was doing. She ain't stupid. She has been doing this for 13 years. Do you not think that Kyle Richards knew exactly what she was doing by messaging you before this reunion? So we see the ladies, they're starting to join the stage. Garcelle and Sutton, they come up. Erica and Kyle. Everyone is on stage besides Dorit. She's still getting her dress on. Dorit, baby, hurry it the hell up, okay? We do not have all day to wait on you. And why does Beverly Hills never have a theme or a color scheme? Like, why? I don't understand it. But this is what I will say. Bravo people, whoever photographs the housewives and puts it out to the public, they need to be fired. They do this every single season. Those pictures are always hideous. And then we tear apart the fashions, but they actually look much better on film. Now, that's neither here nor there. That's just a side note. So Andy goes around and he speaks to all the ladies. Hi, Garcelle. Nice bob. Your bob's fire. Hey, Sutton. How are you doing? Did you get a second date? Hey, Kyle. How's Morgan? Did you get a new ring? You know how he be doing, y'all. Side note. Garcelle, your look is much prettier on film. Now, when I saw it on that picture, I was like, oh, honey, everything is one color. It's giving a blob. It's giving washed out. I didn't like the pictures, but I do like it on set. And I see Sutton got first seat. I said, now, why is Kyle always having first seat? She gave absolutely nothing but secrets. She didn't even let us in on anything until halfway of the season finale. Absolutely not. So Andy brings up what Erica said on Watch What Happens Live about Kyle needing to be eviscerated, honey, because you are always in everybody else's business. And now it's your turn. You are in the hot seat. Here she go. Well, I think that Erica is a good friend, and she probably meant, she wants Andy to drill me like we did her last reunion. But, my feelings weren't hurt. Of course they weren't. You know what I find so ironic? These women are quick to jump on everybody else, but they are so afraid of Erica. Keep it real, girl, because if it were anyone else, it would be a problem. It would be an issue. But because it's Erica, and for some reason y'all fear her over in Beverly Hills, child, she wouldn't try that nowhere else. Just because it's her, she didn't mean it like that. Okay. So then Dorit was like, well, the headlines about our friendship being exaggerated, that hurt my feelings. Kyle said, well, that's because Dorit asked about my marriage on camera. Girl, we were going to know either way that you and Mauricio were having issues. The only people that you film with are Sutton and Dorit. So and I know Sutton was going to ask. So before she did it, Dorit did. What is the issue? Kyle, you're on a reality show. And then she's mad because she said that Dorit felt like she was being replaced. Kyle, that is a reach. Both of those reasons are ridiculous. You just want to be mad. Just say you want to be mad. Just say you don't like Dorit and you want to be mad. So she's like, yeah. And we don't even go out to lunch. So I don't even know what she's talking about. What I like to do in my day is go to the gym. Didn't you just start that? Now, I'm no Dorit fan, but I feel like Kyle is being unfair to her. I really do. Kyle, it's one thing to say that you are having a rift in your friendship, but now it's because you go to the gym and she doesn't. And not them arguing before the reunion even starts good. Are we starting the reunion off with negativity? Like, what is happening? The way that both Garcelle and Sutton, though, I don't know if y'all noticed, the way that they both hung their head down in unison. When I tell y'all I cackled so loudly because Andy looks to them and he says something and then they both just hang their head down. I'm like, I know that's right, honey. My name is Bennett and I ain't in it. Kyle claims that she loves Dorit, but her saying that, about Morgan could create a bigger issue online. Ma'am, you tattooed your initial on the lady's arm. You are practically in her skin. You invited her onto the show. Everything about you screams, I'm in love with Morgan. I mean, what did Dorit do to contribute to that? You were doing music videos with the woman, face to face, body to body. So what did Dorit do to cause this fire online? Girl, we were already talking about you. You did this to yourself. You did this. This is just crazy. Dorit, I'm going to say this to you. I'm speaking directly to you, honey. Now that you know, move accordingly. Okay? I want you to be moving forward. She's just your coworker. She hasn't been cool with you since last reunion. As soon as you took Kathy's side, she didn't want to fool with you. And I mean, you should just know that. So we officially start the reunion, right? We see Garcelle's package first. Andy talks about her sons and asked about her ex, finding out that the boys found out about him cheating online. Now, I'm looking at the seating here. I really think first chair should be Garcelle and Dorit. Second should be Kyle and Sutton. Then we could just trickle everybody else in. Crystal, you definitely on the end. Annemarie, you definitely on the end. Erica, and then whomever else, child. I can't even remember who's on this cast. But the seating is not right. It's just not right. Now, I thought I would just throw that out there because I'm like, Garcelle had more story than Kyle had or was willing to give. So I felt like she should have been first seat. Sutton, I mean, she threw a tantrum and whatnot, but really and truly, Dorit should have been first seat along with Garcelle. And then next to her should have been Sutton, and I'll go ahead and say Erica. And then I'll go ahead and say Erica. And then on the other side should have been Kyle, and then we have Crystal and Annemarie. That's how it should have gone. But anywho, Garcelle said that the reason why she talks about things with her sons like sex and relationships is because if she doesn't tell them, then they ain't gonna know. So then they talk about the issues between Garcelle and Dorit. So Dorit was like, well, I was really hurt about you saying that you don't want to talk about your kids and you don't trust us when it comes to your kids. I was hurt by that. So then Garcelle said, well, it hurt my feelings to see you sit there and smile while people laughed about my child being cussed at. So even Stevens, honey, I mean, that's what it is. So then Dorit says, well, I feel like you're holding a grudge on that. Ma'am, once you cross my kids, it's up and it's stuck. She has a right to say that she doesn't trust y'all when it comes to y'all talking about her children. If she does not want to share with you things that are going on with her kids, she doesn't have to. And you really trip me out how you try to rush people along. Like, come on, get over it. It's time. It's time. You cannot put a time limit on somebody being upset. Garcelle feels like she wanted her to just get over it, and she did. So then Andy brings up Garcelle saying that Dorit isn't racist, but she's an unconscious Karen. Dorit said that she doesn't know all the words. Like, I don't know all the words to say. And that's fair. Okay, you're saying you don't know all the words to say. Garcelle uses the example of her being robbed. She said, you know what an attack is. You've been attacked. So why would you use that word? So then Annemarie pipes up, baby, just out of nowhere. And she brings up how Sutton told her she was yelling and Garcelle didn't defend her, and she's also a black woman. Ma'am. That does not negate the situation with Dorit. It doesn't. Just because you got into something with Sutton does not cancel out that she got into something with Dorit. She says Sutton tried to make me look aggressive. And then she says, but Dorit took up for me. Girl, hush. You barely know Dorit. And the difference is you cop to it by saying, I'm sorry, I'm yelling, even though you weren't yelling. So in the moment were you confused? Because what are you really saying? Baby, please sit this one out. Okay, please. Garcelle brings up Dorit's past about her being in her bubble. And Garcelle said, she has been doubling down on it by making these Instagram posts. Dorit, now you know dang on well that you were giving Garcelle the middle finger with that bubble post. because she said that you live in your own little bubble, and then you posted not once but twice about being in your bubble. So now here you are talking about, no, it wasn't that. I was trying to say the only bubble that I live in is with my kids and with my husband. Okay, child. Moving forward. So then Dorit asked Garcelle if she liked her. Garcelle said, sometimes. So then Dorit asked if she wanted to work through it. She said, I'm not sure. Okay, see, this is the issue that I have with you, Garcelle. You acted like it was cool in Spain. Child, I cannot. You need to make up your mind. Are you going to be cool with Dorit or not? Me personally, Dorit is not my cup of tea. But you sit in her presence and you were like, I see you now. I understand. This is what I love. And then you get to the reunion like, I could take it or leave it. Girl, goodbye. Moving forward. So then we move on to Sutton Slacks in Vegas at the Thunder Down Under. So Andy brings up Erica saying that Sutton couldn't ride the bull, so no wonder she doesn't get a second date. And Sutton's like, well, riding the bull is hard. The other riding is easier. Child, is it? You must ain't met the right man. I'm just kidding, y'all. So then they asked Sutton about making out with the driver. Honey, nothing to see here, child. She was kissing that driver. She probably was drunk. The question to Kyle was, what changed with her dating a woman? So Kyle said, well, I've always been taught what to do, how to behave, and do everything ever so. So now I'm just like, you know what? Never say never. So what I got from it is that Kyle is rebelling and her interest has been piqued. Okay. Morgan got her thinking things that make you go, And that's what it gave me. Next up is Annemarie, Miss 8.5, and her time on the show. So Andy asked the ladies if they would be proud if they were called an 8.5. She said, well, my husband is an 8.5 too. Like, we're best friends. We laugh with each other. We talk about each other. That's what we do. So then we also find out that her mom recently passed. She had a tumor in her throat. She had this horrible cough, and Annemarie took her to the doctor, and that's when they discovered it. And I am so sorry for your loss. I really am. Andy then asked the hardest part of the negative feedback that she receives from the show. And she said, I have to be honest, I do internalize it. And so he asked her about Crystal. Annemarie said, well, Crystal was great off camera, but she's very different on camera. Now, I know the Crystal stands are about to eat me up, but I can see it. Two things can be true. Annemarie is insufferable. Let's say three. Annemarie is insufferable. She got a line problem. And Crystal is probably different off camera than she is on camera. And the only reason why I say this is because I took a peek at her Instagram. I think I follow her. I think I follow every housewife. But it just seems that Crystal is so much more different in her real life or off camera than she is on camera. I don't know. I just get a different vibe from her. So Andy asked about the doctor thing. Annemarie tried to say something, and Crystal said, no, you have proven to be a liar on this here camera. Okay, you like to lie. Crystal said, you misrepresented because people don't know the difference. And so you thought you could get away with it. And I wouldn't have gotten away with it if it weren't for you meddling housewives. Honey. Child, this is a mess. Crystal said, well, I feel like you weaponized your profession against Sutton, and baby, that set her off. Annemarie did apologize for it though. Okay, she did. Sutton said it wasn't about the esophagus. She does not care that her esophagus is small, honey. She knows. She's been living with it. It was about them saying she had an eating disorder. So then Annemarie apologized again. Here goes Dorit. I mean, Sutton, it seems genuine. Dorit, please let Sutton decide what she wants to accept. My goodness. Just be quiet. Now, I do think that Annemarie has reflected after coming in so hot. I do. I think that she has done a little reflecting, and she sat with everything that she said. She's rewatched the show, and they tore her up online. So I get it. I get that she's trying to do things a little bit differently. But Dorit, please let Sutton decide if Sutton wants to accept. So then we revisit Crystal's time on this season. Andy brings up her getting angry at Annemarie and calling Annemarie a bitch. Crystal said, well, I got irate because I suffer from that. So I would never say that about Sutton. Crystal wants Annemarie to apologize for lying on her. Annemarie gonna say, no, I never said that. Neither of us did. Neither of us said you had an eating disorder. Okay, Annemarie, now you gaslighting me because you definitely said that. And I do not know why they didn't roll those tapes back, but you said that. You insinuated that Sutton had an eating disorder. Girl, please stop. Moving forward. Andy asked Crystal to talk about the uneducated confessional. And so Crystal was like, well, I mean, I don't think I said it like that. Or, she trying to hem and haw. Annemarie takes it back to several seasons ago. And I was like, girl, you must have been watching past seasons. You're sitting here like a fucking fan. Honey, shout out to Candy. Not you being a fan and going back and pulling Crystal's receipts. Andy asked Dorit why she was upset about the education comment. So Dorit, with her so self-absorbed behind, she gonna say, well, I'm really the only one with a college degree. Everybody is looking around like, say what now? Crystal said, no, you are uneducated because child bride is an awful thing to say. Here's Dorit trying to justify it. Well, they called Priscilla Presley a child bride. Ma'am, it is not the same. And this is the thing. I know that people were like, oh, okay, well, yeah, it was a throwaway comment. So just whatever. It was shade in the confessional. No. Dorit claims to be so well traveled, so well versed in all things, everything. You need to realize when you say certain things that they have a stigma or a negative connotation attached to them. And you know these things. So you claim. So are you uneducated or not? Dorit, give it a rest, honey. Please. The two are not the same. Talking about some Priscilla Presley. Girl, anyway, Crystal tells her, in the Asian community, child bride is a mail order bride. And that's disgusting. So then she was like, well, I mean, that's not what I was insinuating. But Crystal got her together. Do you hear me? Got her together. She said, no, I wasn't 12. I was 24. And I also built $100 million company. Now check that. I had a little Phaedra on the end. Now check that. I know that's right, Crystal, baby. Get her together. There's nothing uneducated about me. And I married my man when I was a grown damn woman. Okay, I was not a child. I wasn't 12. Kyle trying to swoop in talking about, no, you know how sometimes you just say stuff and you be like, you were like 12. Kyle, please sit this one out. Are you friends with Dorit or no? Oh, okay. And really and truly, I think the first half is all about Dorit. And like I said, she needs to be first seat. Now we move on to Kyle. They show her time on the show. It gave nothing. This flashback is giving Kyle so much more zhuzh than she actually had during the season. I said Kyle didn't do nearly all of that. Now, y'all done chopped and screwed this thing up to make it seem interesting, and it is not. Andy asked Kyle where she is in the grieving process of her best friend, and she said, it just depends. And grief is hard. You don't know how you're going to feel from one day to the next. I've never truly experienced close grief. I've known people that have passed, but they weren't close to me, so I can't even imagine what Kyle is going through, especially the way that things happened. So then they switch gears. Andy asked Dorit if she suspected that Kyle was upset at her about the reunion last year. Dorit said, well, I mean, I just didn't want to get into the middle of her and Kathy. Kyle said, but me and you, we were closer. And again, Kyle, are you close to her or not? 1 minute you're not friends like that, and the next minute you're closer to her than Kathy. If you're really not her friend, then she's entitled to say whatever it is that she wants to say. Remember, you only went out with her once. So Kyle said at the reunion last year, it felt like Dorit wanted to be on the side of the audience. She said, no, I feel like she listens to what the audience says and then she wants to be on their side. Kyle, truth be told, you would know because you really pay attention to the blogs. If it's anybody that's in them comments, it's you. Now, do I think the other housewives, especially Garcelle, I think she listens to the fans as well. I do think that Dorit, and I think that you do, Kyle. Now, the people who I don't believe really care about what the blogs say or what the people say on the Twitter, that would be Sutton and Erica Jane. Erica, she don't give a damn. The car rolled 15 times. Baby, Erica don't care. Then she go pat the puss and do that show in Vegas and sell out for 50 cents and gone on about her business. And that was the end of reunion part 1. We really don't need 3 parts to this reunion. They really ain't had nothing to talk about. This right here could have been settled in a sister circle. We didn't need this. But here we are. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about the reunion. I thought that Crystal ate Dorit up. Okay. I think that Annemarie needs to sit the hell back. And I also think that Sutton has no reason to be in the first seat. And that's just that on that. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.